Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 10th chapter, sloka number 1. Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavan Etad Tayo Sapasya Karanam Yetad Vigarhitam Karma Yena Va Devarshestama. Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavan Etad Tayo Shapasya Karanam Yatad Vigarhitam Karma Yena Va Devarshestama. Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavan Etad Tayo Sapasya Karanam Yatad Vigarhitam Karma Yena vade varshestama. Somebody else would like to try? Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavaneta Katyatam Bhagavaneta Yena vade varshestama. Shri Rajo Vacha Katyatam Bhagavaneta Tayotapasya Karanam Yatad Vigarhitam Karma Yena Vade Varshestama. Anyone else? Mataji? Kasturi? Shri Rajo Vacha Tagatyatam Bhagavaneta Tayosha Pasya Karanam Yatad Vigarhitam Karma Yena Vade Varshestama. Word to word translation. Shri Rajo Vacha. The king further inquired, Katyatam, please describe. Bhagavan, O supremely powerful one. Etat, this. Tayo, of both of them. Sapasya, of cursing. Karanam, the cause. Yet, which. Tat, that. Vigarhitam, abominable. Karma, act. Ena, by which. Va, either. Devarshe Tamaha, the great sage Narada became so angry. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. There is no purport for this one. Maybe I have to do the next one. Translation. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadev Goswami, O great and powerful saint, what was the cause of Nalakuveras and Manigrivas having been cursed by Narad Muni? What did they do? What did they do that was so abominable that even Narada, the great sage, became angry at them? Kindly describe this to me. Shri Sukha Vacha Rudrashanu Charo Bhutva Sudrapto Danat Manajau Kailasho Pavane Ramye Mandakinyam Mandoptato Varunim Madirim Pitva Madago Nirnita Lochano Stri Janair Anugaya Dibis Cheretu Pushpitevane. Translation. Sukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, because the two sons of Kuvera had been elevated to the association of Lord Shiva, of which they were very much proud, they were allowed to wander in a garden attached to Kailash hill, on the bank of the Mandakini river. Taking advantage of this, they used to drink a kind of liquor called Varuni. Accompanied by women singing after them, they would wander in that garden of flowers, their eyes always rolling in intoxication. Purport. This verse mentions some of the material advantage afforded to persons associated with or devoted to Lord Shiva. Apart from Lord Shiva, if one is a devotee of any other demigod, one receives some material advantages. Foolish people therefore become devotees of demigods. This has been pointed out and criticized by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 7:20. Kamaistar tair hitagya prapadyante nyadevataha. Those who are not devotees of Krishna have a taste for women, wine, and so forth, and therefore they have been described as Ritagna, bereft of sense. The Krishna conscious movement can very easily point out such foolish persons, but they have been indicated in Bhagavad Gita 7:15, where Lord Krishna says, Namam dushkritino muda prapadyante naradamaha maya prita jnana asuram bhavam asritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Anyone who is not a devotee of Krishna and does not surrender to Krishna must be considered Naradama, the lowest of men, and Dushkriti, one who always commits sinful activities. Thus, there is no difficulty in finding out who is third class or fourth class man. For one's position can be understood simply by this cruel test: is he or is he not a devotee of Krishna? Why are devotees of the demigods greater in number than the Vaishnavas? The answer is given herein. Vaishnavas are not interested in such fourth class pleasures as wine and women, nor does Krishna allow them such facilities. Om Gyanathimirandasyā Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Savaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. Hare Krishna. I'd like to seek the blessings of the devotees before I share some of my realizations, my understanding of this shloka, of these few shlokas we just read. So we are at this point where in the Bhagavatam, the very famous pastime of Damodar Leela is also taking place. So we could see that now we come to the point where the two trees are going to be liberated. Few points we can bring out on this subject. Parikshit Maharaj is speaking to Sukadev Goswami. There is a parallel, Sukadev Goswami is answering to Parikshit Maharaj about the curse of the two trees. It's also the point where Parikshit Maharaj himself was cursed. That's why Parikshit Maharaj knows the fact when somebody is cursed, especially by exalted devotees like Narad Muni, there is some outcome is going to be always Krishna conscious. It's not going to be ordinary, because devotees are very compassionate in nature. Devotees are, when they do something for others, it's always beneficial for them. Devotees, when we say, there are devotees in three modes also, so we have to be careful who we call a devotee. We cannot say, this devotee asked me to do something abominable, I just did it. Yeah, everybody is a devotee. Lord Chaitanya says, whoever chants Krishna's name one time is a devotee. But we cannot take it as absolute, because, as I said, even the Shastra describes that there is three modes, right? There is three levels of devotees also in that modes. Shri Radha Govinda Madhav ki, Krishna Balram ki, Gaur Nitai ki. So, in the mode of ignorance, can we think of somebody in that mode, denoting a devotee, represents that mode of devotional life in that mode of ignorance? Yes, sir.
Shiva.
No, he is the lead. He leads the people in ignorance to Krishna. He is not in mode of ignorance. He is the lead. Yes, Mataji. He's a devotee, but he has a body of a demon, but his consciousness is not mixed. So he's still a pure devotee. According to Shastra, I am not speculating. So, who? Vrikasura, the one who... Oh, yeah, the one who offered. He's worshipping Lord Shiva in the mode of ignorance. But devotional life I'm talking about. The one who are performing devotional, like, even us as devotees, as I said, some devotees like eat chocolate or some devotees don't. You know what I mean? There are different levels of devotees with the actions they perform and the way they interact with the material mode. The Shastra explains that Daksha is in the mode of ignorance, represents his devotional practice in that mode. The representative is Daksha. Sorry? According to what I read, Daksha is in that mode. I don't know if Ravan, you see, his motive is completely, Daksha is such a devotee. When he performs a yagya, Vishnu used to personally appear. Ravan is antagonistic to Vishnu. Is totally different. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'm also trying to clarify what I'm trying to say. So the second, for mode of passion, who do we think about? Again, there is only one specific, we all can try. Yes, Prabhu. Not really, not the one, this thing I'm thinking about. Yeah. No. He creates, but passion means you create something or you aspire something. You're kind of like, Yeah, exactly. Dhruva, he had a material desire. You see, it's attached to his thinking is attached to getting something in return, and then I will go see Vishnu. I will get something back. Mode of goodness? No. I mean, in the sense, of course, they all come into mode of goodness, of course, but specifically there is, according to the Shastra, this is Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj is very famous, as you all know the story of Prithu Maharaj. He did this 99 Ashwamedha sacrifices. He's actually Shakti Vesha avatar, so he's not an ordinary soul. So yeah, the point here we are trying to make is devotees can be also in different modes. So according to our lifestyle, according to the way we choose to live defines who we are also. So we have to be careful who we kind of associate and learn from their association. make some notes. I can quickly refer to the notes I made. Yeah, coming back to this point of um, Nalakuvera and Manigriva. Um, some reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, what is the goal of your life? Goal of life, Prabhupada's answer was to enjoy life. Then what's wrong that anybody can answer what's wrong when Nalakuvera and Manigriva, of course they are in the heavenly planets, little bit of sense gratification is allowed. Why is it become such a big thing that they get cursed? It's like, and you can see they're all like the children of Kuvera, he has a lot of opulence. So any comments on that one?
Because they were bathing in holy waters, because a holy person showed.
Very good point. They are in a holy river. First point. Thank you. Anybody else and wants to add? That's a good one. Yes, Christopher.
Well, I'm not sure about that one because I'm in planets.
Yeah.
Planets are allowed to do some things that are not allowed yet, but
heavenly planets, yes, sense gratification is allowed.
So if you forgot, then I don't know. But I would have said first, they enjoy separation from Krishna.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, the demigods have a bit of concession, like Indra, little bit of sense gratification. That's why they go to heavenly planets. I was listening to one class from one Prabhu. He was saying that even ourselves, many devotees say that, Prabhu, I had enough of it. I want to go back to Krishna. It's like, I want to go back to Godhead. That's like basically we are indirectly asking Krishna for liberation. I want to go there, but I am not ready for devotional service. So the fact that these kind of souls get advantage of advancing themselves into the spiritual, towards the spiritual realm, like Narad Muni's story. Who was Narad Muni in his last life? And previous to that, he was a Gandharva in the heavenly planet. There was a meeting. He was a very famous singer. And then instead of singing for Lord Vishnu's pleasure, he starts to glow. Prabhupada writes in the purport that he was singing cinema songs. So you see, there is a fine line of enjoyment is allowed, but the mercy comes and then they advance. Makes sense, right? Like why they get this opportunity to. So devotees who are not enthusiastic to get the taste for devotional service here in this material world, who are just like, yeah, I will be part of this moment that I'll chant my rounds and I will go back to Godhead. We have to get that attachment for the service mood for Krishna and for Krishna's pleasure. Like if this is not developed, it just becomes like what is called Sayujya Mukti. I want to be with Krishna, Swarupya, or something like one of those liberation kind of things, that I will be in the same planet as Krishna. But I don't know if I go there and I will develop some attachment to serve Krishna there. So one point to be noted there, with Nalakuvera and Manigriva's pastime, that we can easily get liberation, but devotional service is unique. That shloka we memorize, Kechit Kevalya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayana Agamo Dunuvanti Kashnena Nihara Miha Bhaskara. Oh, thank you. That's good you memorize this shloka. So that very few people, Kechit Kevalya Bhaktya, very few people, Kevalya Bhakta, to go towards the pure devotional service. Very few are aspiring for pure devotional service. So to take out this aspect of sins which we committed or the sinful propensity, it only happens through, again, devotional service. That's what we are here for. Somehow or the other, get some taste for devotional service to Krishna, and then we can, and then Krishna does the rest. Last line says Niharam Iva Bhaskara. Means as the sun dissipates the fog, when sun comes out, the fog is removed automatically. In the same way, when the sun of Krishna consciousness rises in our heart, it dissipates the darkness of Maya and ignorance in our heart. So yeah, it's such a wonderful thing. Krishna consciousness is not something that we go somewhere and we develop in the heavenly planets or in a spiritual world. No, we can start practicing it right from here where we are. Coming back to the point of Nalakuvera and Manigriva, um, the absolute truth is sometimes mysterious for non-devotees. We can see from this pastime, there are two personalities who are cursed and who became trees, and they are being liberated by a little child who is bound by his mother. It's kind of like how to understand this. And same thing with Vamanadev. He's the dwarf, very small, like Brahmana, and he's going to take over the planet Earth, like by 2 steps, the whole universe, just by 2 steps. How to understand that? You know? And Jatayu's wings were cut. Jatayu fell somewhere. Lord Ramachandra comes. Lord Ramachandra is showing the way to the spiritual world to Jatayu, but Lord Ramachandra doesn't know the way to Lanka and where Sita is. How to understand this? So absolute truth is understood, as I said, only through devotional service. So it's quite confusing. So this little Krishna who is bound by his mother is liberating the trees or those two advanced souls. This is only understood by who? If you tell this story to anybody, what will they say? Do you believe in this? This is all mythology. You heard this. Even in India, when we are at school, you get to hear this. Even in our class subject, we had the pastimes of Rama and Krishna. But they tell you, because they're teaching us at school about galaxies and what you call Big Bang theories at science subject. So they have to tell us, this is all mythology. Like near 20 kilometers from where I lived in India, there's a temple built during this Jatayu fell there. It's a famous temple. Everything is there, and just brush it off so that we don't want to get into the complication of getting into the austerity of becoming a devotee. Just make it like it doesn't exist. So this is the modern day world, that devotional service is a mythology. So yeah, Krishna is only revealed to those bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyo chasvit tattvataha. So Krishna is only revealed as he is by pure devotional service, not by any other process. All other processes, even Jnana Kanda or Upasana Kanda, Karma Kanda, everything else is also interrelated to bhakti. Whatever they get advancement through is through only devotional life, devotional practice. Even you see the impersonalists, they sing very well the bhajans. It's confusing. Why are they not devotees? These guys sing so well. How many of you know Krishna Das? He's so famous singer. He sings very well, but he's not like practicing devotional kind of devotee. But where do they get it from? It comes from Krishna again. Krishna is the origin of all these philosophies. Yeah. In Govardhan pastime, we know that Krishna explains what is that philosophy called? Govardhan. Karma, Mimamsa. Yeah, thank you. The philosophy, who created it? Krishna. It's like, this is the present day world. They use this philosophy, right? I work hard, I make my money, I worked hard, it's mine, it's my possession, my money, so where is it coming from? Krishna creates it because to facilitate the false ego, right? It's for us to learn is associate with the devotees, that we can be out of all these crazy philosophies comes every day, every day new religion comes, new philosophy comes, new fashion comes. But devotees are kind of like, that very famous shloka. I'm not able to get it. I made a note of it. Very famous shloka from 6th canto of Bhagavatam. Muktanam abhisiddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma koteshva api mahamune. See that the devotee is very rare. Muktanam api siddhanam. Even though one is liberated, is not on the platform of a pure devotee. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana durlabha prashantatma. That devotee is very rare. Even though you're going to see many of them who are practicing different paths, that devotee is very, very rare. Koteshva api mahamune. Even you can see, of all those millions, to find one of that pure devotee is very rare. It's a very good fortune. Our good fortune in France, we have Janananda Maharaj, His Holiness Janananda Maharaj ki. So we owe a lot for Maharaj. I always think that with Maharaj consciousness, a pure devotee desires anything, everything manifests. So Maharaj desired France Yatra to do well, and a lot of challenging situations French Yatra went through, but some devotees really stood strong, and they continued looking after the deities. But Maharaj came and brought a big change. These devotees, they're unique. Their consciousness is so powerful that it attracts Krishna. Krishna doesn't like few things like offenses. Offenses is something which really disturbs Krishna. Everything Krishna provides, but if we are not careful, there are the root. There are 4 types of offenses. The root, it's we have 10 aparats. We all know the numbers. We chant them every morning. But the root of them are Hridaya Daurbalyam. Who knows what is the meaning of that? Weakness of the heart. Hridaya Daurbalyam. It's like some devotees want to give up eating chocolate, but we cannot. They're attached to keep doing the same thing, But that's not like the end of the world. But devotional practice says you continue practicing devotional life, because the Shastra says that if somebody, like a kid who fell on the ground, what does he do? What does the Shastra recommend to do? Take the support of the earth, which hurt you, take the support of the earth and get up back again. Same thing, we are practicing devotees. Sometimes we are off track, sometimes we are not doing 100% right. But still, what do? Chant Hare Krishna. Don't give it up. Sometimes it's too difficult. We want to just I want to not chant few days. I don't want to attend Mangalarti few days. No, don't worry, it will change, it will pass. Just keep doing it anyway. It's not going to, your mind is going to give you hundreds of excuses not to do it. But the best thing is, keep doing it. Don't stop it. Krishna will help from within. Krishna is going to give us that satisfaction. We look back where we started, we were attached to, meat or this, that, but you look back, you don't crave for it anymore. But other practices, they have to force it on themselves. Like you can see, I used to work in a vegetarian restaurant in Australia. When the vegans come, you see, Hare Krishna devotees, when you go out somewhere, when they serve you onion, garlic, something, we can immediately pick it. We say we cannot eat it. It's not in our system anymore. Like vegans used to come to the restaurant. They used to say, everything is vegan. We say, no, one has this lasagna has got normal cheese in it. Oh, that looks so good. I'll just eat lasagna for today. So it's like, the principle is not there of um, this. I'm sticking to the process, you know. But every other process, whatever it comes up today, or Sankhya philosophy of Kapila, or not the original Kapila, but the fake one. They come, they go. But this Bhagavad Dharma, uh, Dharmam tu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. This Bhagavad Dharma is started by Krishna himself. This is eternal, this is Sanatana. Because this is the nature of the soul. Nature of the soul is how I'm going to serve Krishna, how I'm going to please Krishna. Not that I'll just, do what my mind tells me to do, what I like to do. This is the, just do what you feel like. Yeah, it's not like beneficial to the Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. In Shastra, it is said that the way a devotee lives is we wish well for every living entity, Sarve Jana. So if I like to do what I like to do, it's not going to help others. But devotional practice, even I was kid, always enthusiastic to do fundraisers for charities, and like we were always trying to, me and my friend in Australia, to find, is there any other thing that we can help. It can be a global, like a bigger picture. You feed people, we were feeding people, okay, not satisfied, because we need to make a bigger revolution. We were constantly endeavoring for something better. Feeding, we were like, okay, the next, you feed them one time, next meal they're hungry again. you know you cannot keep doing that, because it's not normal. Oh, we thought, okay, we'll educate kids in India in that way. One kid gets educated, 10 other kids are uh, 10 other family members are getting benefited by this education. That was okay, that was nice. Still not satisfied. Oh, that's when Bhagavad Gita comes into the life. That's when we realize, yeah, this is watering the root of the tree, of the plant. That's where the satisfaction is. Because as you know that even devotees practicing devotional service here are kind of like spreading the consciousness to the whole universe, not just to France or not just to Lamel, but this practice, this worship of Krishna is like so potent. The classic example is Yasmin Tushti Jagat Tushti. When Krishna goes, um, when Pandavas were in exile, Krishna was personally present with Draupadi, and she gives him a grain of vegetable or rice or something, and then Krishna is satisfied, everybody else is satisfied. Those 60,000 followers of Durvasa Muni gets instantly satisfied. So practicing devotional service in Lamel is not a waste endeavor, or who notices, no, but it's very important, very important. We should practice our devotional service, we should chant our rounds, we should do participate in kirtan class. It benefits the whole universe. It's Any comments, questions so far? Yes, Mataji.
If we're doing devotional service here, then how do people in another city benefit?
This famous Shastra saying that when you utter any sound, it goes around the planet 7 times. So when you chant your rounds, I think we do chant loudly. So it does resonate, it does go around the planet 7 times. So we are planting the seed of bhakti. So as I said, the link is when Krishna is satisfied, everything else comes along. Everybody else is also. That famous shloka of Narad Muni? He says that by worshipping you, my Lord, may all the envious people also be pacified, or something. I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing. So yeah, it's mystical, but it's true. I hope I answered your question. Or you have a better answer, maybe you can explain us. Okay, anybody else before I check some notes again? And there are offenses also like Baladev Vidyabhushan. I made note of that. Baladev Vidyabhushan explains that Ganga, as you know, that the two brothers entered Ganga. So there is a lesson for us to learn. There are 13 offenses to be avoided when we go into the Ganga. I made a note of them. I can quickly go through. Saucham means we cannot enter Ganga to cleanse ourselves, to cleanse, to take bath. It's not, it's like I'm dirty, better I go to Ganga. No, that shouldn't be our mood. Achamana means we don't go into Ganga to do achaman because water of Ganga is already pure. So we don't do achaman in Ganga. Or in the previous days in India also, like people used to go to the river to pass urine or stool, and then they used to wash themselves. It's not allowed to do in Ganga. You cannot take an oil massage and get into Ganga. Frivolous sports, but Lord Chaitanya was doing it, but devotees doing it for devotional practice is different. But again, frivolous sport, you have to be careful. No accepting gifts in the bank of the Ganga. Involving conjugal affairs, that's more like physical activities. Thinking about other rivers. While you are in Ganga, you are thinking, oh, I wish I was in Yamuna. One more is glorifying other rivers. While you are in Ganga, you are thinking, oh, Kaveri is better than Ganga. You have to be careful on that one. Vastra Tyagam means you should not take out your clothes. We should wear a gamcha and go inside. Killing somebody. So I don't think anybody will do that. So that's the 13 things that we should avoid while we are at Ganga. Because as we all know that Ganga is pure herself because she is emanating from the lotus feet of Vishnu. Anything else? Any other things that we can discuss on this?
Yeah, it's not written here, but in the nutshell, just before. Actually, the two brothers, they spent 100 years of the Devata's in this body of trees. It means 30,000 years.
30,000 years.
Yeah, that's not cheap. Quite a lot. And after, when they got revived to their original bodies of Devatas, they went back home. They didn't stay for more pastime with Krishna. It means they retain their mentality of being attached to Lord Shiva. And, I don't know what's their destiny after that. Normally they are liberated. But they could have done
some
more
devotional service.
Krishna, excuse themselves, yeah, or do a ceremony or something like repentance.
Yeah.
Actually, they didn't do that. Then we may wonder if it is really a boon that they got liberation, because there's no hints of devotional service. Even they have been in contact with Lord Krishna. They were absolved on their sins and nonsense, but maybe they were not absolved of the desire were not turned into devotees.
Yeah, I got your point.
The real boon is when your heart changes and becomes devotional.
Yeah.
Then your destination becomes ensure to be on the side of Krishna one day or another. Yeah. But if you don't reach to the point of changing your heart, you may wander in the heavenly planets or impersonal Brahman or something like that. You elevate yourself. Even you are in Krishna consciousness. You may stay in the whirlpool of the Ganga, but you are not in the mainstream.
It is, I don't know if it is said that they went back to Godhead, they got their spiritual body, so I feel they didn't make it back to the spiritual realm because they are still sons of Kuvera. Probably they resumed their position of serving, because they're advanced souls. That doesn't mean that, just like Ajamil, many think that Ajamil went back to Godhead straight away, but no, Ajamil, he went to Prayag or somewhere and he practiced.
It's also worth saying that Lord Shiva's devotees, they aspire after liberation, and eventually they will get, because that's their desire. With a little devotion or a little punya or something like that. But generally, their desire is to merge in the Brahmajyoti.
I don't know, even Shiva can liberate them, in where is this place? Varanasi. When you leave your body in Varanasi, they say that you get liberated. That's the city of Lord Shiva. Even there, it is said that the scriptures explain that Shiva personally comes when somebody is leaving their body and chant the name of Vishnu in their ear. So, something that, they can aspire material opulence, Shiva can give. But I don't know if Shiva is giving them like full liberation, mukti, even like entering Brahma Jyoti. It's like still like kind of like, elevating heavenly planets is okay, but completely getting out of material. I mean, as you know, entering the spiritual world is different to liberation. Liberation is like a purging of the soul one time from all the sinful propensities and the karma baggage we have. It's like complete purification, but not like I will even like entering Brahma Jyoti. I don't think they have the pious. If somebody doesn't have the pious credit, I don't think they can do it. Again, bhakti, this process. As I said, the impersonal is chanting Vishnu's name, doing devotional service. That's what gives them the. But they think that, oh yeah, I did it. I worship Shiva. I'm getting it. But chanting Krishna's name is there or Rama's name is there. That is what the key, that is what the key, even for the Gyanis and for the Karmis or. Yes. Shiva is the facilitator. You see, Shiva's aspiration is that they have to become devotees. Whatever they ask, he gives, because he's like a mother. Ashutosh, as you know, he's like the provider of whatever his devotees ask him. It's like the spoiled kids, they're in mode of ignorance. Shiva is like, okay, I'll give you if you do it at least. Brother Gorangi? Was I too fast? I'm sorry if I was. Okay, Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki.